Well, a very good morning, guys. Yeah, I've just arrived at my home spot. It's still early, at least for me. I'm still a bit sleepy, and today Bob van den Burg will be here at my home spot to do a foil clinic. Now we have PWA riders also in the center of Holland here doing windfoil clinics. He will be here for a few weekends.
We have really nice conditions. It's a bit sunny, or actually it's super sunny for the Netherlands. We have nice wind and it's gonna be a great day.
Nou, ik doe het graag. Ja.
Kijk,
Ik heb ook thee bij, zo.
Ja, niet meer is opgebouwd. Dus zo wil ik hem ongeveer gaan insteken.
After everybody is rigged and ready to go, Bob does a final check to see if everybody has the right tuning for the day. Allow me to introduce you to the participants. Hi, this is a familiar guy. This is Tim Jansen, one of the locals. Are you looking forward to the clinic today?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to the clinic. We are here with people who have the same mindset and really enjoy being on the water, and it's a nice day. The sun is out, it's gonna be windy enough, and hope I'll learn something and we'll enjoy ourselves on the water.
What equipment will you rig?
Well, I've rigged my starboard X15, 85 wide, and my F4 foil. I'm not sure which sail I'm gonna rig. It's either a 6.4 or a 7.5 from duotone.
Hey guys, it looks like a great day. Looking forward to the clinic today?
Yeah, very much. Nice weather, good winds, so looking forward.
Yeah. And Bart?
Finally some flat water with wind.
Flat water and wind.
Yes.
That's not too bad, right?
No.
Het is lekker windje, dus ik heb er zin in.
Wat ga je optuigen?
IQ-materiaal, dus mijn seniorenboord en 8.0.
Ja. Hey Michel, goedemorgen. Wat ben je aan het optuigen?
Mijn 6.6, vandaag voor de clinic van Bob. En ik is al lang geleden dat ik het gedaan heb, van de zomer was de laatste keer.
Spannend.
Zeker, ja, ik ben tegenwoordig aan het dwingen. Dus, en wat ik met name wil weten vandaag is, of we oefenen, is de gijp. En ook even het, ik heb wat problemen met mijn trapeze koordjes. Kijken wat handig is, een heuptrapeze of zittrapeze. Of hoe lang de koordjes moeten. Dus ik ben benieuwd.
Let's go to where the action is. As you can see right here, I will be using the Zeus harness stick to get those drone-like shots. And now loose the stick. Let's first get into the rhythm of that windfoiling again, do some practice runs and jibes. As the wind is varying a lot today and I'm not going to be racing, that I will leave to Bob and his class. I'm using a pretty small sail, 6 square meters, 620 front wing, so pretty big front wing. This is a nice combination that will allow me to focus on making the video for you guys. Bob has quite a varied company today. There are IQ foil racers, there are freestyle foilers, there are freeride foilers that want to learn how to jibe and get more out of the foil. And of course you have the national championship slalom foil racers. In the morning the main focus will be on the jibes today, and that was requested by the participants. Bob is quite busy chasing around all the participants and giving them tips, letting them practice for themselves and then check again. Sometimes it's not just you, sometimes it's just the equipment. It needs to be set up right to be able to have a fair chance. In this case, Bob tells Michel to go back to shore and add more power to his foil. You could see immediately that the nose of Michel's board wanted to go down to the water all the time. And if you don't have a bigger back wing or front wing, or if you cannot slide that foil mast more to the front, you can always slide the mast foot further back and get those foot straps further back to get the same result. It's great to see what a few tips do with the technique of the participants. In the background with the white sail, that's the next generation of foil racers. Speaking about foil racers, Bob van den Bergh is a rising star in the PWA scene, and I think this year we can expect a lot of him. And off to Bart van der Boomgaard he goes, one of the talented IQ foil youth racers in the Netherlands. Don't be mistaken, slalom foil racing is something quite different than IQ foil racing. As nowadays in the IQ foil racing, when the wind is light, there will be some kind of slalom race. So if your jibes aren't perfect and your starts aren't perfect and your speed isn't perfect, you will have no chance. And this is the part in which Bob is an expert. And you know what they say, practice makes perfect, so do it again. And then, after a few tips and a few practice runs, and off to the next he goes. Tim is already pretty fast himself, but he needs a few more pointers to get that jibe better in his system. Don't get me wrong, his jibes are already pretty good, but it needs to be perfect if you want to win a race. Even though I'm only filming Bob's clinic, he also checked my jibes and he has some tips for me, and he is spot on. He immediately spotted my weakness, and that is I need to put my old front foot on the new rail and not in the middle of the board. In the morning session I could see almost everybody was improving quite a lot. So it looks like Bob's clinic is really working. Lunch break. As these clinics also have quite a lot of water time, you absolutely need to refuel for the second part of the day. Okay, we just did the first session of the clinic, foil clinic with Bob van den Bergh. I just want to know if he can give us a free tip.
Bob van den Bergh sounds really nice. But for the free tip, I think what I saw the most today is that people jibe too easy. So they go into the jibe and they don't really reel the board. So they lose pressure and they slowly go down. So they have to do it a bit more aggressive. And the other one is that they shift, when they shift the sail, they move the hand on the boom all the way to the mast. which makes the jibe much more efficient. So these are two nice tips.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Bob. Of course, nothing beats a real-life clinic. So if you want to join, send a direct message to Bob. In the afternoon, Bob wants to focus on the speed. And speed doesn't only come from technique, but it also comes from the trim of your equipment. So he explains every part of it into detail. Faster is only relative. Michel can be pushing his free ride equipment to the max, but still on my slalom equipment in these conditions I will be faster. Bob's goal for this afternoon is to make everybody more confident when pushing and everybody faster on its own equipment. If I take a look at the IQ equipment compared to the slalom equipment is fast on downwind reaches, but when pointing high into the wind, the IQ equipment definitely has the advantage. The wind has picked up quite a lot, so I'm also having quite a blast actually with my small sail. When we're talking about speed, this guy Tim, he's just a natural. He is so fast no matter the conditions. I see that Bob is also taking quite a bit of time for Jeroen, the freestyle foiler. And I wonder what Bob can teach him, but let's ask him after the session. In the meantime, I'm still having some fun racing Bart, and Bart is really fast on his IQ equipment. He shows great technique, knows how to tune his equipment, and he knows how to push. So the only way I can keep up with him is on a downwind reach with a lot of wind. Lucky for me, he now makes a little mistake which gives me an opportunity to catch up. Let's have some more fun. In the meantime, Bob still finds room for improvement for everybody. But then again, you have fast and you have fast. In this case, I just have to slow down the footage, otherwise it looks like I'm standing still. Okay, fair is fair. It's Bob, he's fast, this is real time. As foiling is so technical and Bob as a PWA rider has so much experience with the technical part, everybody can learn from him. And it's so great to see the variety of foilers that come to a clinic like this. Well, it's the end of day one of the foil clinic. Jeroen, did Bob get to teach you anything at all today?
I learned the slalom jibe from Bob, so that was very nice.
Wow, what were you normally doing then? And did you learn it in just one session?
Yeah, this session. I learned it in this session. Normally I do, yeah, how is it called? A chicken jibe? Let the sail rotate, and when the sail's rotated, then switch your feet to the new stance.
Yeah.
And but the slalom jibe is the other way around. So you first switch your feet, and then you switch your sail.
I saw you making quite a few nice ones, so wow, hats off.
Yeah, it was very good.
Wel, we hebben een fantastische dag gehad hier op de Zuwe en ik ben benieuwd, wat heb jij geleerd vandaag?
Ja, wat heb ik niet geleerd? Het was geweldig. Het was ten eerste natuurlijk de zon, de wind was er, een goede uitleg van tevoren van Bob over van alles en nog wat. En met name wat ik geleerd heb is een klein stukje met de grijp. Dat het net weer even ietsje beter gaat. Ik val nog iedere keer, maar ik ben net weer even 10-20% beter geworden.
En wat was het? Waren het de handen, de voeten, het zeil?
Alles doe ik verkeerd en nu net iets beter. Maar met name die ene voet, die rechtervoet, die ik dan even anders zet, is volgens mij cruciaal. Maar het is ook een beetje nog steeds de angst die ik heb om het gewoon te doen.
Well, let's ask Tim what he thinks about this foil clinic, and he has been trying the board of Bob van den Berg and his foil. I hope he brought it back in one piece. It still looks okay, but let's ask if he learned anything. Hey Tim, did you learn anything today?
I learned loads, especially the jibe. Bob gave really good tips, which he also did a great job of giving tips at the right time, because he started out giving a small tip and then I focused on that, and then he gave another tip and I focused on that as well, and then the last tip really blew my mind, because that made my jibe so much better, especially the transition out of the jibe. Wow, yeah, I was flying and screaming of joy today, because I really liked it. And then after the clinic I could try this foil, and now I'm really scared. It's so bloody powerful. I almost did my top speed of today as well, just on one reach with this foil, and I'm pretty impressed. And it was a really nice day.
It sounds like a perfect day, but of course the viewers are more than curious to know, what was the tip?
It was a hand transition out of the jibe. So when I flipped my sail, I kept my inside hand pretty far away from the mast. And now I slip my hand along the boom right next to the mast, and then the sail transition became way easier. So
great to hear. And what about the board and the foil? Because you got to try it and you brought it back in one piece. You said it was fast, but was it anything more than just fast?
Yeah, really powerful. And as you can see, it's a pretty small front wing. I could have used a smaller front wing, I guess. But yeah, it was really powerful, and maybe it was a bit unstable if I wasn't on high speed, but as soon as I got up to 40 kilometers, the foil really came on its own, and it was really stable. And yeah, if I wasn't scared, I could push on and on, but I was too scared.
Okay, thank you very much. It's great to hear. So would you do another clinic if you knew this up front?
Yes, of course, definitely.
Thanks. Well, it's the end of day one of the foil clinic from Bob van den Berg. He has another tip for you guys, so pay attention. If you want to go faster on the foil, listen carefully.
Yeah, so we had a beautiful day today. The guys and girls improved the jibe, but also the speed in the second part of the day. And now my main tip for you is to improve the speed, is to work on the trim, play around with all the settings, meaning down hole, out hole, foot straps, mast base position, play around and look for a trim where you're comfortable to push, and from there on you can build up more speed. If you also want the clinic, you can just send me a message on Instagram, for example. I think Remco will put my name now somewhere here or here. Just reach out and we're gonna see what we can do.
Well, it's the end of the day and we had really the most beautiful weather you could wish for in April in the Netherlands. Normally it can be rainy, pretty cold, but we had sunshine. Temperatures of 20 to 25 degrees, wind gusting up to 20, maybe sometimes even more, 25 knots, basic wind around 14 knots. It was perfect. It was a nice group, a lot of progress. I have seen really quite a lot of progress, and I can definitely recommend everybody who wants to make some more progress windfoiling to take one of those clinics. It was great to see. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel of the Windsurf Coach so you don't have to miss out on any of the action. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. See you on the water.